My name is William Ward, founder and CEO of Flexie. Flexie is building the world's first AI-powered talent cultivation platform to empower the future workforce. I'm sure all of us can relate that companies are struggling to hire, retain qualified workers. That based on two reasons. One, there's a widening skills gap. A lot of folks don't have the required skills that companies want. And then people are looking for new ways of working. There's a new generation of workers that is usually forgotten, and that's the teenagers, young adults, high school students. 73% of them are not prepared for the workforce when they graduate high school. And this is causing an economic disaster with a whole generation of people. And the reason why we're doing this, because I can relate. I came to this country as an immigrant fleeing war, poverty, and hardship. But through opportunity, I was able to work at Fortune 50 and 500 companies. And this is exactly what we're doing to empower young people. Companies are looking for reliable workers that show up, have the general skills to do their work, while young people are looking for opportunities to find meaningful work with some flexibility. Flexi bridges that gap. Our AI-powered platform helps companies to cultivate talent through a pipeline builder where they can use young workers, see how they perform, and our platform cultivate their skills using AI, and companies are able to see over time how they perform, and they will hire these young people on, and that will decrease their overhead as it relates to turnover and retention over time. We also have a built-in algorithm that calculates their reliability score based on several factors like the performance and their reliability, and also provide employers with data-driven decision-making data points to help them to cultivate these talent for the young people. We're creating a first ever career enrichment platform that provides gig and traditional work in one place for young people to find opportunities that match their skill set, their availability, and their interest. We also have AI-generated AI resume creator to help them curate their experience over time, as well as include embedded financial tools so that it can become financially responsible as they make money on the platform. Our revenue model is simple: $20 per transaction for low volume customers, or a monthly subscription for high volume customers. We're starting in the spaces that mostly hire teenagers and high school students, but the next round of our platform will include a platform that connects students with corporations to provide career and technical education skills so that they can have meaningful jobs or meaningful opportunities even if they don't decide to go to college. Our entry-level go-to-market is a $4 billion market opportunity with companies that hire young people. But across all industries, as these young people grow through the platform, it's a $100 billion market opportunity. This is my team. We're all first-generation immigrants who have experienced hardship, like I said in the beginning, but we're also known for resilience and hard work and the ability to execute. My background is in IT. I spent about 15 years in corporate America, leading and managing global technology projects. I worked at Honeywell and United Technologies, have a master's degree in IT and an MBA from Northeastern University. My co-founders are all have corporate career. Alma is a former teacher and worked with young people and is our chief growth officer. David has been programming since he was 13 years of age. So where have we been? For some of you that know Flexie, we pitched here before last year as petty gigs. We learned a lot of things from the market. We got last year we got the NCIDA micro grant. We went to Techstars and changed the business model, pivoted, rebranded, changed the business model, and piloted with national brands like Chick-fil-A. During a 12-month pilot, we've already connected people with about 1,000 jobs and flexible shifts, as well as grew a robust pipeline of students. Over 700 students and over 100 students were active on the platform. We're raising $750,000 to grow beyond the pilot so that we can attain product market fit for our next funding round. That money will be used for sales and marketing, team development, and to enhance the technology. So this is Flexie, the world's first AI talent cultivation platform, empowering a future workforce. And I invite you to join us.
This is the first time ever that all three came in under the wire. So awesome.
Yes.
Awesome way.
Want me to kick off?
Sure.
Yeah, congrats on the process or the progress, excuse me. Yeah, so on that point, I actually picked out a few slides in there where it felt like you could probably cut half of that material out and just talk to the audience because you're using those as a crutch, and I'm getting less of what I think you can deliver as a presenter and a leader of your company because you're worried about what's on that screen. So just my coaching, if we were sitting down like how to make this pitch better, slide 5, slide 10, you can go back and look at it later. Like those are the messages that matter. You have a lot of like ideas. You're trying to kind of take the whole concept of this industry and get it out in 6 or 7 minutes. And you would have just nailed that pitch for me if you were like, here's what we've done, here's what we built. We pitched here, we went to Techstars, we got Chick-fil-A, like just really tighten it up and just show what the progress has been. And I would say like 2 or 3 minutes on that just to set the hook, to use that hook word again, and then talk about where you're going with this thing. Because I think half, if not 2/3 way down the road, I was like, oh, these guys have real momentum. Like there's something here. That 750K ask comes up really quick, and I was still like, how far along are they? So I would say, I think slide 10 was where you actually show we've got 700 students or whatever it was, or users, like get to that quicker. And that's like a point for everybody. Again, these short format under 10-minute pitches, like you've got a lot going on here. Like get that stuff up front, because then your credibility way higher. People are going to be paying attention and trying to figure out like what does this company need. I got kind of lost in too much of the abstraction up front, but otherwise like really impressive progress, and it's great what you guys have accomplished. Very cool.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, you had me at Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
I mean, like most do.
That's a great line.
That being said, I mean, quite frankly, you introducing personal anecdotes and your individual story and that of your, co-founders to me, screams resilience and tenacity and somebody I want to know and hear their story and, get behind. So you didn't go too far down that, but I think just enough to be like, I need more time with this person, which is great because you need the meeting after the pitch, right? The name, the branding, great, work on that. It sounds like the Techstars and all of the time that you've spent in this past year has really materialized in a meaningful way. I would, from a personal level, and I'm thinking about myself, coming up as a young worker, and now I've got a young teen myself. You solve a lot of the challenges. Resume building and that experience is hard. I'm wondering, once that, if you're successful in onboarding those folks early on and tackling that market, what happens when they start to mature in their career and graduate out? So are you thinking about what happens when they exit your site, or is there a plan for that?
Right. So we're building a site so that they become lifers on the platform, so they can get their first job. So we starting entry level. As we grow, we're bringing other companies so that they get their first career job, and then the tools and stuff that we're putting in. So we're the first platform, first of all, to connect gig job and traditional jobs on one platform. and built the infrastructure for people to do it and for companies to even do like onboarding. And then also the financial integration, right? So Flexi would be the first platform where they get their first bank account. They might get their insurance, where they might get be able to buy the first home through, other lenders. So we're building that super, app so that they don't go anywhere else to find the first job. They can find the first career job, and grow on Flexi.
Yeah, so like I felt that part of your model, your strategy, but you didn't nail that. Like the reliability score, right? Like if that's going to get me a better job, better pay, like if that's the thing that makes you sticky, or you think does, like I would focus more on that, because I was like, wait a minute, actually wanted to stop the presentation right there. We're like, wait a minute, so you're creating a reliability score, like that's big. Right. It's more
Yep.
powerful than your social media scores or like any of these indexing score algo AI driven things. It's super powerful.
Yeah.
You guys could have something really big there.
It's big, and it also makes me nervous for some 13 and 14-year-olds who
Sure.
don't understand the real value of that reliability score, so that may be a challenge.
Provides like an accountability,
Yeah.
for them, right?
Why
So.
would I think Flexi? If my reliability score on Flexi gets me a management position on the next gig, like that's something of significant value. So anyway, I would think about highlighting that more when you're pitching the concept.
I also wanted to hear a little bit more about what happened with the Chick-fil-A pilot. What our HR manager and hiring managers say? How many people are coming back for their second job after that initial gig job? So I'd love to explore that a little bit further.
Yeah, so we 100% staffed Chick-fil-A last NBA season. So we started at the NBA arena. Yeah, we 100% staffed them last NBA season. They re-signed this year. The fellow that we signed up has 2 other brick and model locations. We've started to serve his brick and model location. He even has like a personal testimonial video on what we've done at Chick-fil-A. Yeah, and students that graduated high school and went to college, when they came back for break, like Thanksgiving, they jumped right back on Flexi to get gigs at the arena.
Any early data you have on whatever you want to call that, like retention, frequency, like engagement data, basically, like don't be afraid to throw that into a quick high level intro pitch.
Right.
I think one other thing I would point out, which I see all 3 presentations today, all 3 companies, like each of you are individually unique in your like formation of these ideas. Like your relatability is and the relatability to this business index is very high. You all need to over index on that. Because if I'm going to meet 10 companies at a conference to try to find 1 or 2 follow-up meetings, I'm going to gravitate to follow up with the people that are physicians that like saw a problem and want to fix it, or someone who's like had to live through that transition from entering the country and finding a job and building a career. Like that relatability factor, you can never underplay that. Never. And in each of these 3 cases, I wanted more of that, because I think you all bring a lot of that here, which is unique. Not every one of the startups that goes to PitchBreakfast has that relatability, which is super powerful.
I
So
agree.
I wouldn't undersell that ever.
I agree. And that brand recognition is such an early validator for somebody that may be skeptical. So I agree, pulling up some of the slides that you ended with a little bit earlier on and some of those testimonials. I also didn't mind at all that you showed the market and the how you were narrowing in on a piece of it. The sky isn't, like when the sky's the limit model, we're gonna, tackle it all, can be a little bit scary, because that means a lot of big dollars that need to be spent. So I liked how you were going a little bit more narrow and bringing our focus into that 1% of the market that needs solving and where you can be successful in that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
With that, thank you, Willie.